Volume 1, Chapter 1 of The Rebel Rose. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Deanna Bovee. The Rebel Rose by Justin McCarthy and Rosa Campbell Praed. Volume 1, Chapter 1. In the Lobby. "Mr. Bellarmine, can you tell me who that handsome girl is?" asked Lady Saxon. "I have been watching her this long time. What is she doing here, and why does she dress in that eccentric fashion? She looks a cross between a Lady Horsebreaker and Mary Queen of Scots." The question was put in the lobby of the House of Commons on an evening in May to one of the most rising young men of the Conservative party. This was Mr. Ralph Bellarmine, Lady Saxon's latest favourite. She was determined to make a victim of him, it was said, and he seemed quite willing to be victimized. The lobby was full. A great debate was going on, and many strangers were waiting on the off chance of somebody leaving his place in one of the galleries and going away, thereby bequeathing a seat to some fortunate successor. Lady Saxon, who was a clever woman and regarded life from the dramatic point of view, was wont to say that to stand in this inner lobby of the House of Commons on such an occasion was to feel the pulse of England. Tonight the very air was exciting. An important by-election, an election, that is to say, caused by some unexpected event, such as a resignation or a death, was going on, and its result might be made known at any moment now. And the result would be one of much moment and significance. Everyone in the lobby seemed to have the shadow of this coming event on his face. Every face had its own look of importance and preoccupation. Telegrams were flying off by the score from the clicking little room in the outer lobby. A little mob had collected round the post office. The floor was strewn with more than its usual quantity of torn paper. Members were gathered in knots, their hats tilted over their foreheads after the approved fashion of the House of Commons, and were talking earnestly or chaffing each other noisily. Other members passed to and fro in an alert, eager manner. Only the policemen on duty kept their stolid, bored expression. Several ladies were dotted about among the groups. One or two, who waited against the wall while their escorts asked questions or applied for orders, looked a little shy and awkward, but for the most part the ladies in the lobby seemed sufficiently at ease, and were eagerly snatching at all the information they could get from the various politicians who came in their way. English political life was in a curious condition just then. An ominous calm prevailed for the moment. It had followed a storm, and everyone felt that it was sure to be followed by a storm. The Tories were in office, but hardly in power. They had succeeded in turning out Sir Victor Champion after he had held office for some years. But they had turned him out only by a small majority, and by the help of votes on which steady, old-fashioned Toryism could not always count. The fire new, energetic, and compact little band of Tory Democrats, as they chose to call themselves, supplied the votes which turned out Sir Victor Champion, Lord Saxon, and the other Liberal ministers of various shades, and put the Marquis of Bosworth, Lord Twyford, and other Tory nobles and gentlemen into their office. But the Tories had lost their great statesman, de Carmel, the only man who could stand up against Sir Victor Champion. Lord de Carmel's death had brought Lord Bosworth to the front as leader. Lord Bosworth was a Tory of unbending will and inveterate prejudices. The political sun must stand still for him. But then, would it stand still, people asked? In truth, there seemed a lack of some stimulating purpose on either side. Victor Champion's ministry had not been liberal enough for the Liberals out of doors. Champion was kept back by his Whig colleagues. So his radical adherents and his Tory opponents declared. But it seemed impossible to believe that he would not do his best to get hold of the country again. A good war cry on either side would be a great thing, everybody said. The trouble with the Tory government was that if the sun would not stand still for them, neither would the Tory Democrats.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?